Hello and welcome to the Content Byte, a podcast for freelancers who use their words to make money. I'm Rachel Smith, a freelance journalist, copywriter and content producer. I'm also the founder of Rachel's List, a jobs board and community for Australian writers and other creatives.
And I'm Lynne Testoney. I'm a journalist and content writer as well. Rachel and I are your weekly co-hosts, and every week we bring you all kinds of tips, tricks and some fabulous guests to help you make the most of your freelance business.
I used spreadsheets for 15 years, but when you freelance, the time comes when your business gets more complicated and I needed something more. And Rounded was the accounting software that finally converted me. It helps simplify tax time while still letting me take ownership of what goes on in my freelance business. It also gives me heaps of visibility over my finances. And although I use an accountant and a bookkeeper, that suits me because I like to see exactly what's happening with my cash flow.
Right. And don't forget, gold members of Rachel's List can save 20% on the first year of any annual Rounded plan. Hey, Rach, how are you?
Hello.
It's a podcast episode with just the two of us, and I think we're flying by the seat of our pants, aren't we?
We are. I mean, you know what? We haven't had a fight yet, have we? Like,
No.
We're probably gearing up for a massive blow up after the summit.
Somebody did ask me, are you and Rach still getting on and talking? I said, oh yeah, it's been fine. It's
Although yesterday you did say to me, stop putting summit social posts up without making me a collaborator.
Well, we divided and conquered all the work with the summit, and it's a lot of work, way more than either of us thought, or maybe you thought it and I just ignored it and pushed through.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize quite how much. I thought it would be a lot, and it's actually, if you times that by 10, it's like another full-time job. This is why people hire events companies. But anyway,
Yes.
moving on.
Although sometimes there's a few things. One is that it's been the most wonderful experience so far, and we're so excited about what's happening and who's coming and who's speaking. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we'll do another episode, won't we, on putting an event like this together and what we've learned. That's a whole other episode, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter said to me, there's 3 zones. She said it's your comfort zone that you've been in. The next zone is the learning zone, and the next zone is the stress zone.
Oh, and are we entering that?
No, I feel I'm still in the learning zone, and I've learned so much about content, writing, different ways of doing it from all the speakers, because you and I have been doing Zoom sessions with all the speakers and all the panels in the last couple of weeks, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And as well as learning out, how to put on an event of this magnitude.
It's a crash course, isn't it? Like in digital marketing, in email marketing.
Oh, you've been amazing with the emails. You've learned so much about emails. Yeah.
I've learned so much about email marketing. I thought I knew quite a lot, but I've learned a lot more. And a big call out to Brooke McCarthy for being the voice in our ear and helping us with, a meeting here or there. She's been amazing.
So many people in the freelance community have been lovely. I've had so many lovely messages, and all the speakers have just been inspired and excited. It's been great.
And we've had fantastic call outs from Source Bottle, from Emma Lavelle, from just so many people putting it into their newsletters and spruiking it, and because they're as excited as we are, and it's just been, that part of it has been very exciting, I think.
So we should say that the summit is on from the 14th to the 16th of September in Sydney at the Maritime Museum, which is an amazing venue. So that's when it's happening. So hopefully you're hearing this podcast before it goes, and there's still a couple of last minute tickets. We're almost sold out, but there's a couple of last minute tickets. Oh, and of course, if a last minute virtual ticket too, if you can't get there in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we thought today, after that long preamble, that we would talk about some of the things we're excited about learning about at the summit, and some of the tips, a little snippet of some of the tips that the speakers are going to be and the panels are going to be sharing with us.
Because we've been doing a lot of panel prep and, Zooms with speakers and things like that. So we've got a little bit of inside knowledge as to what's coming your way if you've already got a ticket, or what could be coming your way if you are a last minute ticket buyer, which is really exciting, isn't it? Because we should mention and this has been asked of both of us quite a lot, because Rachel's List, makes their masterclasses available later as a digital product. A lot of people think, well, I'll just wait until it's a digital product and then I'll buy the whole thing. That is not happening, people. It's gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. It's not available. So it's really just actually coming in person.
Virtual ticket holders can watch it either live or watch it at their leisure later, but it's not going to be resold again.
No. So it really is this incredible experience that you have to have now, essentially. Yeah.
Fantastic. So shall we might take in turns and talk about the 5 things we're most excited about hearing about or learning about. Does that sound good?
Yes. I wonder if you're going to have the same 5 as me, or maybe different.
Maybe different. Or maybe we'll try and move it around a bit. Yeah. So because I wanted to start off with our keynote speakers, Ed Gandia, because we've had so many chats with Ed and it's really inspiring. And he's coming to Australia for the first time to talk to everybody. And I think he'll be great. It's so amazing to meet him in person. Yeah. And we had him on the podcast a few weeks ago. So listen to that if you haven't. And his whole thing is about, we love it, don't we? Moving up the value chain.
From an order taker. That's his big.
From an order taker to a strategist. Yeah.
And it's so important. He's going to talk about that in the whole context of AI as well, isn't he?
Because that's the human element, isn't it? Not just taking orders, because that's what AI does. It just takes orders. And it's about offering more to your clients or your editors and how to move up that value chain and make you invaluable and also earn more.
And also, like, when you think about it, and I know that this is true for both of us, we're already offering strategy, especially to a lot of small business clients who really don't know how to do things or what comes first. They don't have a roadmap for moving forward and getting the results they want, whether that's traffic or brand awareness. But if you're out there and you're listening and you're thinking, I already do that and I don't charge for it, this is a brilliant session, because it's really going to make you think about that and think about how can I move to making that a service that I offer, a paid service that I offer. Yeah.
So what about you? What is one of the discussions you're looking forward to?
So something I've been doing, I've really been helping Rosalind Page promote her survey. She's doing a survey just for the summit, which is really interesting, about how agencies are using AI and how that might be affecting how much they're using writers. And I'm so looking forward to the results from that, because I think it's going to be really insightful for writers who already do a lot of agency work. But I also think she's going to be on the How to Find Work panel on day 1, isn't she? Yeah. So I think she's also going to have lots to say about how you can break into agencies, which is a huge question for so many of you out there, especially if you're in the Rachel's List group. There's often that, where do I find these agencies? How do I approach them?
And how does it work?
How do I approach them? What do they pay? How do I actually, find the right person at the agency to talk to? Ros is going to tackle all of that. It's going to be like a mini masterclass in how to start working with agencies. And the reason I think that this is really important for a lot of freelancers is because agency work can guarantee you a few thousand a month while you sort of plug other projects around it. And that has really been a huge part of my income remaining steady. So if we talk about, wanting to get to that 10K a month and consistently hitting those targets, agency work is one thing,
it's a
that
great
can
way
help
to
you do it.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess the one thing I'm really excited about is Cameron Bailey's talking about interviewing skills. And you and I are big on interviewing skills. And that's also that human touch that AI can't offer. And I think a lot of my work, corporate and journalism, freelance writing, journalism, covers interviews. Sometimes it's about case studies for corporate clients. Sometimes it's about house stories and everything I write for the magazines I write for, and a lot of interviews. And I think that's a really important, sometimes overlooked skill.
Absolutely. And it really is something that you can offer as well to clients, isn't it? It's amazing. Also, you can charge more. We've just released our new pay rate survey, which you can find in the toolkit. And it was really interesting to see what people are charging for those added interviews. You might be offered a desk research piece and you might say, I think this would be really strong if you added an expert here or a couple of experts. And you can charge an extra 100, 150, up to 200 per interview. So it really can also help you boost your income as well. Really important skill.
Yep. Okay. What about you? What's the next thing you're excited about?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things. I'm really excited about Jess Mudditt being at the summit because I think she actually changed her holiday dates to be there.
Oh, wow.
A lot of you would already know Jess from the Rachel's List community, but she's going to be moderating the human versus AI panel, I think. And she's also going to be on the How to Find Work panel. And something that I think is really interesting, not just because she's going to talk about pitching and, you know, we're sort of all cobbling together these portfolio careers, aren't we? But Jess is making it work with sort of high paying print and online work. And she's really had to work up to that dollar a word sort of level. So she'll be talking about how she builds those relationships. And also, I think she's a bit of a Teflon, you know, girl when it comes to rejection. You know, we're going to be reframing rejection in that session. And I think that's going to be a really
she talked about that.
Yeah, it's going to be so interesting because so many of us get rejected and we're like, oh, and you run away, never target that editor again. And it really is an opportunity, and it's a door opening for you, and it's about how you look at it. So that I think that's going to be really fascinating.
Yeah. And I know one of our most popular podcast episodes ever was one that we had with Nigel Bartlett talking about getting government work. And he's going to talk about with, you know, how to get work, about how government work works, how contracts work, the sort of different challenges that sort of government work and government content writing and corporate comms sort of involve. And I think that's really interesting. And I know our audience is really fascinated by that.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because Nigel has moved from, you know, subbing. He's also an author, but he's also moved from subbing and writing into a lot of UX and UX design. So he might touch on that and how that can be quite important in government work.
That sounds good. The other thing, I'm so excited. We had a Zoom meeting with Lindy Alexander and Jennifer Gregory, who are both speakers at the conference. And they're also on a panel, which is all about how to get out of the low-paying cycle and get some high-paying work. And I think that was really inspiring. And the whole idea is to sort of help you reframe the way you approach your work. And also, I know that it's meant to be inspiring, not discouraging. We don't want to make it seem like this is an unachievable goal. I think it will be really exciting. And I love Jennifer's speech, which is all about how she breaks all the standard rules to hit those big revenue targets that she's got.
She was talking about how she negotiates with clients.
Yes,
that is something
so good.
I'm not going to even tell you all what she does, but it's really, we were all like silent after she mentioned that in the prep, and we were like, okay, that's something we hadn't considered. But that's just one little thing that they're going to be touching on. They're really, this whole panel is about helping you, people in the audience, replicate the kind of success that they've had. And that's really what all of the summit is about, isn't it? These amazing minds on stage helping you replicate the kinds of things that they've achieved. And so there's so many strategies and tactics coming out of just that one session, that one panel. You're moderating that panel, I think.
I am. I'm so excited about it. Yeah.
It's amazing. They touch on community, the importance of community, giving you a leg up.
Being surrounded by like-minded people.
Yeah. And also just that kind of washing machine cycle of, you know, being paid very little and only being referred to other low-paying kind of clients.
And how to get out of that.
How to extricate yourself, which is really hard to do. But this could really be a game changer for anyone who feels like they're stuck in that mode and wants to know how to get beyond it. So I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, and there's so many things that it's so hard to pick. So it's just trying to pick out a few little gems to get everybody excited.
Yeah.
You were keen to listen to the one about AI tools as well.
Well, we actually have a couple. We've got Susan Rioch, who is this incredible UX copywriter, and I know that a lot of people
such a great presenter too.
Incredible presenter, and she's actually doing a presentation on day one about AI tools and whether they're something to ignore or something to have in your back pocket.
You'll be left behind.
Yeah.
It's about learning to it and going with the flow and embracing it and taking it into our careers and
into your workflow. Into your workflow. And I think the really interesting thing about Susan and also Carrie, who is doing a presentation on day one as well about editing in an AI world, which is fascinating. We've seen her presentation. It completely blew both of us away. And she's bringing so much current stuff that is actually happening out there for editors right now. which is incredible. Editors, proofreaders, subs, you're going to love Carrie's presentation.
So
but she's also talking about AI tools for editors. So what I'm thinking with Carrie and Susan's is I'm going to be taking notes on all those tools because they've almost done the hard work for me. Like there's so many of them out there. It's like, which ones do I focus on and actually learn?
Which ones are really good that we may not have heard of.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to both of those actually. Yeah.
I guess the last one we're just going to mention is the last panel of the day of the conference, which is on the Saturday afternoon. And that's about diversifying your income, which is a great way to sort of create a business that's sort of a bit more resilient, because if you're getting income from different sources, it does tend to make your income and your revenue quite a bit more resilient to changes in the market.
Yes. And we do have to apologize that we've put such a compelling and amazing panel on at the very end of the day, when
keep everyone going to the right.
When you're all going to be exhausted and basically really needing a coffee. So just get a couple double shot at the afternoon tea. Because you will need it. You will want to see this panel. It's going to be an absolute cracker, especially if you're thinking seriously about how you can expand on your marketing, whether that's writing a self-published book or a podcast, or do you have the expertise to start doing things like courses and coaching? And I think this is going to be one of the most fascinating discussions. I can't wait to hear Kim Curtin, who's from the Peers Project. She's their strategist. She's going to be talking about brand podcasts. And I think that that's an area many of us could potentially be branching out into. I know you do it, Lynne, creating podcasts for clients. Yeah. And I'm about to do my first one as well, because obviously doing the Content Byte, it's given us a real grounding in how to do it for a brand. Yeah. But I think it can be a really fun and totally different way to use your creative and your strategic skills and make good money doing it as well. Also, we're very excited to have Anna coming down from, I think, Port Macquarie to be in that panel.
Anna Featherston. Yeah.
A lot of you might have been at her masterclass at Rachel's List on self-publishing, which was just an absolute legendary class. And we got off that. We went offline and I was like, this is amazing. And we had this whole discussion about how it should be a book. And she went and wrote, look, it's your book, which is an incredible
great guide to self-publishing.
And I think that's exciting. But I'm really excited by that panel, but I'm also excited by so many others, like Valerie Khoo from the Australian Writers Centre is going to be talking about, micro-credentials and the different ways that we can cherry pick what we want to learn. And I think that's such another way as well to feel confident in charging those higher
and
prices.
Relevant.
Yeah, I love that. And also we've got Rachel Collar doing a whole thing on your marketing toolkit. So no more panic marketing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, so much. And we have only even just mentioned a few little things here and there. Scratch the surface. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. It's so good. So if that doesn't get you excited about the conference, or the summit, if you're coming, now you can get more excited and you have a bit of a teaser as to what you do. And if you haven't quite made your mind up to buy that ticket, hopefully we've pushed you over the edge, Rach.
Pushed you over the line.
Yes. Maybe it's us that are going over the edge.
Yes. But it is, it's definitely, you could just come along for a day but obviously both days are really awesome. So we reckon you should just spring for the VIP and come to the cocktail party as well.
Fantastic.
The only problem with the cocktail party, and we're going to put it out there, is you're not allowed to wear heels.
Yeah, because you're on the helipad of the Destroyer and you can't. It's not safe.
The museum has said no heels. So,
no heels.
Yeah, sorry about the outfits.
Never mind. Never mind.
Yes.
Yeah, and I should say thanks again to our sponsors, rounded.com.au, because they're easy in accounting and invoicing software, and they're just made for Australian freelancers and sole traders. So go to rounded.com.au. Okay, well, that's enough for us this week, and we'll get back into Summit prep, and we'll speak to everyone next week.
Yep. See you then, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.